Have you ever looked at a stack of official paperwork and just panicked? We've all been there. Welcome to another Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that might sound like totally obscure bureaucratic jargon at first, but is actually the ultimate key to unlocking your international plans. We're talking about exactly how to get an apostille in the state of Arizona. Let's get right into it, because by the end of our time together, you're going to be an absolute pro at this, saving yourself time, money, and, honestly, a whole lot of stress.
But first, picture this. Imagine you've just landed in Spain for your dream study abroad program. Or maybe you're down in Mexico, literally standing at the altar for a destination wedding. You confidently hand over your meticulously organized paperwork, your transcripts, your birth certificate, and the local official just shakes their head. Denied. Why? Because you're missing one specific internationally recognized stamp. Just like that, in a matter of seconds, your plans hit a brick wall.
The stakes here are incredibly high. We're talking delayed work visas, completely ruined destination weddings, stalled international adoptions, and even blocked corporate expansions. And that is exactly where the hero of today's explainer steps in, the apostille. It's literally that single, magical piece of paper that stops all of those nightmares from ever happening.
So here's our roadmap to get you fully prepared. We'll quickly cover what an apostille actually is, how to prepare your documents, the step-by-step Arizona process, processing times and costs, how to avoid costly mistakes, and finally, a few essential tips.
All right, Section 1. What is an apostille?
For something created by government bureaucrats, the court concept is actually surprisingly simple. An apostille is just a certification. It was established way back by the Hague Convention of 1961, and its entire job is to authenticate a public official's signature and seal for international use. It's important to note, though, it doesn't actually verify the contents of your document. It simply proves to a foreign government that the specific Arizona official who signed it, like a notary or a county clerk, is totally legitimate and authorized to do so.
Now, this brilliant treaty from 1961 matters so much because it created a bit of a divide in the world. See, over 100 countries are members of the Hague Convention, places like Mexico, the UK, Spain, and they all accept this single, simplified apostille. But non-members, like China or Qatar, they don't. For non-members, you have to navigate a much more complicated multi-step process called embassy legalization or certification. For today, though, we're focusing strictly on the streamlined apostille process for those Hague member nations.
Moving on to Section 2, preparing your documents, specifically Arizona records.
So what can you actually apostille in the state of Arizona? Honestly, a huge variety of documents. First up, you've got your vital records. Think birth, death, and marriage certificates, plus divorce decrees. Next, it covers corporate documents, like articles of incorporation or certificates of good standing. Then you can also authenticate local or state background checks, as well as educational diplomas and transcripts from Arizona schools. And lastly, personal documents, like a notarized power of attorney or a travel consent letter, are good to go too.
But right here, this is where people make their very first big mistake. The absolute golden rule of preparation is this: you must submit the correct version of your document. For vital records, it has to be an original certified copy issued directly by the state or county. For other documents, they must be properly notarized by an Arizona notary. Standard photocopies? Instantly rejected. Hospital-issued birth records? Nope, rejected. Laminated documents or short form certificates? Tossed out. Oh, and if your document has a watermark that says for government use only, it definitely won't be accepted. You absolutely have to start with the right raw material, or the whole process just stops dead in its tracks.
Okay, Section 3, the step-by-step Arizona process. Let's talk about how to actually get this done.
This is a pretty straightforward 4-step procedure. Step 1, like we just talked about, is procuring the correct version of your document. Step 2 is getting a flawless Arizona notarization. Now remember, vital records like birth certificates cannot be notarized by a public notary. They need to be certified copies straight from the state. But for things like diplomas or powers of attorney, you absolutely need a notary. And that notarization has to be perfect with the proper notarial wording, either an acknowledgement or a jurat. Step 3 is filling out the official Arizona Secretary of State apostille request form. You can easily download this right from their website. Just make sure to include your contact info and clearly state your destination country. Finally, Step 4 is submitting the whole package to the Arizona Secretary of State's office. Their physical address is 1700 West Washington Street in Phoenix, and you can either mail it in or drop it off in person.
All right, Section 4, processing times and costs so you can budget your request.
Get ready to be pleasantly surprised. $3.
Yep, you heard that right. That is the state fee required by the Arizona Secretary of State per document authentication. It's incredibly accessible, and you just pay it by check or money order.
Now keep in mind, that $3 fee is just for the state's stamp. Let's compare how this works in the real world. If you choose to go the DIY route, you pay the $3, but you manage the whole shebang yourself. You handle the mailing, finding a notary, filling out the forms, and you're entirely at the mercy of standard mail times, which, let's be real, can take weeks. On the flip side, you could hire a professional expediting service. Yes, the upfront cost is higher, sometimes over $100 per document, but they handle all the headaches for you. They do a professional review to catch any errors before submission, they can handle certified translations if your destination country needs them, and they actually physically walk your documents into the Secretary of State's office for a way faster turnaround. If you're staring down a tight deadline for a visa or a wedding, these services are honestly worth their weight in gold.
Moving to Section 5, avoiding costly mistakes. Let's make sure you don't get rejected. Did you know that over 50% of self-processed apostille requests get rejected? That is a massive failure rate. Here's where people usually trip up. Number 1, waiting until the absolute last minute. This isn't an instant process, folks, and mail delays definitely happen. Number 2, sending in uncertified or photocopied documents, which we heavily warned you about earlier. Number 3 is assuming all destination countries have the exact same rules. Some places require the apostille and a certified translation. If you skip the translation, that apostille isn't going to help you at all. Number 4 is a big one, defective or missing Arizona notarization. Arizona is notoriously strict about exact notary wording. A simple missed signature, an expired notary commission, or just checking the wrong certificate type will trigger an instant rejection. And finally, number 5, sending non-Arizona documents to the Arizona Secretary of State. Seriously, if your birth certificate is from California, you have to send it to Sacramento, not Phoenix.
And finally, Section 6, final tips and a quick pre-submission checklist.
Before you lick that stamp and seal that envelope to Phoenix, I want you to run through this final checklist. Let's make absolutely sure you get this right on the first try. Ask yourself these 4 questions. Is your document an original or a properly certified copy? If it needs it, is the Arizona notarization 100% complete and flawless? Is the request form fully filled out, including writing down the specific destination country? And lastly, is your $3 payment exact, and is it a check or money order? If you can confidently nod yes to all of those, then you are completely ready to mail your package.
Now, I do need to toss in a very quick disclaimer. Government rules, fees, and requirements can, and definitely do, change. This explainer is strictly for informational purposes to help you understand the general framework. It's not legal advice. I always highly recommend double-checking the most current requirements right on the Arizona Secretary of State's website, or consulting a professional apostille service or legal expert for guidance on your specific situation.
At the end of the day, getting your paperwork right isn't just about satisfying some random bureaucrat. It's really about unlocking your global potential. Once that apostille is officially attached, your documents are recognized globally. Your documents are literally ready for the world. So my question to you is, where will they take you? Whether it's studying abroad in Europe, landing a job in Asia, or starting a brand new life across the globe, you now have the exact knowledge to make it happen. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and safe travels on all your upcoming international adventures.